Welcome back to All Def Digital's Roast of America on Fusion. Here's your host, Romany Malco.
Your next comic is a gay Mexican who's voting for Trump. So when Donald finally builds that wall, he'll be drilling all the glory holes. All right, y'all? Everybody, give it up for Ty Rivera.
I think probably the most shocking part about that statement is I'm Mexican. I know most people think I'm Asian. I know this because when I go to gay bars, the only people that try to talk to me are really old white men. Yeah, and I know it's because I remind them of a trip they took to the Philippines. I am Mexican-American. The thing is, I hate when people talk about me supporting Trump and act like I'm dividing the Latino community. If you didn't know, there's already a lot of division within the Latino community. Like if I say I'm Mexican, Mexicans from Mexico will tell me that I'm not Mexican because I'm born in Mexico. So I'm like, okay, cool, so then I'm nothing. Then if I mistake someone for being Mexican and it turns out they're El Salvadorian or Guatemalan, they get very offended and always feel like, oh, I'm sorry, you are further down the hole than we are. Mexicans from Mexico divide up even further. They're norteño, sureño, which is north and south, and I feel like I'm from Arizona, you're all illegal to me. So yeah, I am voting for Trump. I said that not too long ago at an all-Mexican show. They started booing me. I was like, yeah, get it out of your systems now. I won't be able to hear you when you're on the other side of the wall. Yeah, whether you're supporting Trump or Hillary, either way you're bluffing on a hand. Yeah, and the Bernie people couldn't afford to buy in. Must have been all that student debt. People act like I'm dumb because I didn't go to college, but I think they're the dumb ones. They pay $20,000 a year to get drunk and possibly get raped when all I had to do to make that happen was get a fake ID and come out of the closet. I do agree that Black Lives Matter, but I don't support the movement Black Lives Matter. I think if it were any more disorganized, it would be a VA hospital. Yeah, and I know some people will get mad at me, but does anybody else think that maybe the black community wouldn't have a problem with people getting shot if the cops yelled World Star right after? I'm just kind of annoyed with people because I think America's gone soft and it's a sad day when a fag has to be the one to tell you that. I do. Everybody tries so hard to be so nice right now. And it does start to get to me after a while. Like, I miss the days when my being gay made people uncomfortable. Now it's like being a ghost that doesn't scare people anymore. You're just like, boo, and they're like, I respect your rights. And I think, like, the community sometimes, like, you know, my community, it would seem weird that I'm complaining being a person from my community, you know, that community being the LGBTQQIAA. We're turning into an eye chart community. We are just adding new letters all the time, and I might sound small-minded, but I think before we add new letters, we need to get the ones we have situated. Trans people get mad at me because I try to help them out. I try to give them a little bit of advice because they're always complaining now. They complain about being misgendered. If you're not familiar with misgendered, that's when you call somebody something other than what's going on in their head. Well, if you don't look like what you're supposed to look like, how do the rest of us know? I sometimes get in trouble for saying stuff like this. Well, like, people will troll me. Like, the trans community got mad at me for my trans bit. And so what they did was they let this semi-famous trans blogger know about me. And she hit me up and called me a trans misogynistic piece of shit. Yeah, but that bitch was probably wearing flats anyway, so what the do I care? Then they decided to start trolling me by posting the same thing on my video over and over and over. They were like, you know, 23 trans people died of hate crimes last year. You know, 23 trans people died of hate crimes last year. You know, 23 trans people died of hate crimes last year. So finally I was like, you know, over 100 unarmed black people were killed by the police last year. Yeah, and if I don't give a about that. Thank you, I love all of you. I'm Ty.